Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. I'm going to release a video on a Sunday today. Today is Sunday. If you're watching in the future, that doesn't mean a thing. But today I'm going to be doing the next 6 stages of the Fanhome release of Build E.T. the Extraterrestrial. So stages 45 to 50 today. Not sure what we're doing, but I do believe that we are going to be continuing on this inner body section of ET here. This is the neck up here. This will be down below there. This is what that's all looking like. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I don't know if it's available. You will have to check in the video description. And there's also a QR code on the screen. Haven't got my accident board up, but I did have an accident yesterday. I sliced my fingers making the new retro room, and I did a live stream yesterday on that. So that's now reverted back to 1 again. So typical me, isn't it? I'm going to jump straight into it. Without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so we're going to start with stage 45 at the moment. Each stage does come with its own magazine. And as you can see, here is the magazine here. And we're still going to be working on the neck structure now. So we're going to be putting these bits together here to make this tube. And it looks like that's all we're doing in this stage. So you know what? I'm going to bundle this stage with the next stage. Let's see what we're going to be doing in the next stage as well. So that's that magazine. And in stage 46, looking like this, we are going to be doing the next structure too. So then we're going to be putting these two parts together just like that there. So let's just do those 2 stages for now and see where we go from there. So here we go. Here's stage 45 here. You'll be pleased to know, see how gentle I was then? I've got a brand new blade in my X-Acto blade. So I'm being extra cautious today. Let's just get all of this stuff open. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got rollers rolling all over the place. I've got some pins here. I'm going to be putting these pins just into the positions here. Let me just stand these up, otherwise, you know me, I'm going to lose them. Okay, oops, almost just lost a pin then as well. There we go, I've got it. So put the pins into the indents here. So 3 each side. Then I'm going to be putting a roller on each pin. And this is going to be the fluid movement of that neck going up and down. Then I'm going to be closing these together with the other part here. With the notch on this side, we want to have the notch on this side as well. So this is going to go on top like this. There we go. Look at that. I got that first time. And then quite simply, I'm just holding this together with these large screws, which are PTP screws. Now, even though these aren't metal screws, I do put a little bit of oil on them because I do find these self-tapping screws, obviously they are what they say on the tin, self-tapping. And they can be a little bit hard to drive in. Now, my PH1 screwdriver makes short work of that. But hang on, I've got a pin that's come out. But it does make your life easier. So, we've got 6 screws to put in, 4 more now. I do notice on this one, we don't actually get any spare screws. So, we do use every screw that comes in the pack. And just check that it is flush all the way around. And that way you know that the rollers are in position there, no problems at all. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Put that to one side and just open stage 46 here. And having this way up with this edge here closest to that, we're going to be putting this section on. Now it actually goes on this way. And it's going to fit over the top of the lugs just there, like that. That's how that's looking. I've got these PTP screws here again. Let's go and screw them in. It takes 2 of these. That was an ultra quick stage because guess what? That's the end of that stage looking like that. We've got some very quick stages in this build, haven't we? So issue 47, here's the magazine, looking like that. We've got these two parts here. It looks like we're going to take what we just created and we're going to be putting this onto the big structure that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Then we're going to be putting these clamps on the side just like that. Not a lot to do again, so I am going to bundle this one with the next stage. Here's 48. We're almost halfway through. I don't know how many are in this build. Can someone advise me of that? We've got these two plates here to put in. I'm going to be putting the neck structure in by the look of it, going onto the top and screwing that to either side. And then I'm going to be putting these two structures together here, so it's looking just like that. So, yep, I'm going to be putting these two stages here together. And that's the rest of the magazine. God, that's how my retro room's looking. So, taking what we just created, and then I've got this whole structure here. The cog's facing me upwards here. This is the neck. It's actually going to be going on, let me get my bearings here, this way round. So it's going to go like this. The flat section is in the same place as the cog. And it's actually just going to slot into the side parts here, just like that. You can probably see that on the top cameras. Excellent. Now, what will happen on the side of this, I'm going to turn this on its side now. And again, you can see this on the top camera. I'm going to be taking one of these panels, and that's going to go on the side there. And I'm going to hold all of this section in with the two long screws that we've got here, which are PTP-D screws. So that's the first one in there. Get that nice and tight. And put one in this side. Now, by the look of it, these parts are symmetrical, so it's not really going to matter about which side is what. But here's the other side going in. And this one going in here. Quite hard to screw in, that's why I used oil, you see. But, as you can see, now that, on the top camera, actually on the slanted top camera, is all there is to do in that stage. Now, I can put that to one side and bring over the parts for stage 48, even though I'm not going to be using them straight away, because once again, I'm going to be bringing over this whole neck panel here and having this way round, so I've got the back facing me now. I'm going to be putting this into place. So I'm going to be putting it this way round so that the screws are on this side here, and this is just going to go over the sleeve like this, and you want to push this down until it matches the holes on each side here. This is going to be a little bit funky to get in. Now, I don't think there's any chance of getting them into those two positions without loosening the screws on this side. And to loosen it, we're basically going to have to loosen every screw that we see just on this side here. I'm only going to do that on the one side. Now, I'm not taking these screws out. I just need enough give to be able to get that into that section there. And of course, now I'm wondering, why couldn't we have done this back earlier? We'll see. So, hopefully you can see this. I've loosened every screw around this section here, and then I've loosened the two up the top. Now that means I should now have enough give, hopefully, to be able to get this in here. Which I have. Oh, that was hard. There we go. That's in just like that. Excellent. Oh, I've just pulled it out again. Hang on a second. Perfect. Okay. Now I had two screws left from stage 47. That's what's going to hold these in. So, turn it on its side. And I'm going to get these screws in either side here. So on this side. Perfect. That's holding that in. And I can make that nice and tight now. I will screw these back up again in a second. I just want to make sure I've got the other one in. Turn it over. And do the one on this side as well. Perfect. So now that's in place, I can tighten all of these screws back up again. And that's how big that structure is looking now. That's giving you an idea of how ET is going to be absolutely massive. I don't actually need this. Let me put that to one side. So, last thing to do, we've got these two sections here. They are symmetrical. As long as we put them in the right way, it doesn't matter which way round I put them. We do have 2 lots of screws, one with 4 in, one in 2. It's the one with 2 in that I need. Let's get that open. Quite simply, just putting the screws in the top here to hold these 2 parts together. Matter of fact, you know, let me take that off, because I've just noticed that it wasn't sitting flat, so perhaps there is a way round it goes. Let me just turn it round. That's better. Yeah, there is a way round it goes. Check that. Make sure you've got no gaps. See, I make mistakes so you don't have to. Let's get these in. You know what? It does tell you in the instructions to make sure these notches are all together. But you know me. Instructions? I don't need instructions. There you go. That is the end of that stage. So, stage 49. Here's the magazine. Looks like we're creating another gear system here. And so we're just putting these together. So I am going to bundle the last 2 stages together as well. I've got no idea where that one's going. So that's that stage. And then the final stage, stage 50, half a century. Here's the magazine. And it looks like we're now creating part of a motor case for that gear. It's only going to be half a case, so we're going to be leaving this as half a case. We did that earlier on in the build, if I remember, so do keep it safe. Okay, so this is the gear here. And if I've learned anything about this build, is I'm going to be covering this in grease when it comes time to actually sealing that cage part up together. Now, we do have these little bushes here to put on. We're going to be putting one just on this side there. The other one's just going to go on that side there. That's got to be the quickest stage in history of partwork models. Put that to one side. And I'm just bringing over stage 50 now. Open this one. I do have some bushes in this one as well. And they're all a very similar size. So one of these is going to go into the large hole in the centre. Just like that. Then I'm going to be putting the gear in. Now when I put the gear in, gravity is going to try and make that come off. So I'm just going to put that in like that. And then on top of it, I've got another gear to go in just like that. Another bush, sorry, to go in like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. I'm guessing these 4 screws we've got to keep safe. I'm wondering if they're the screws to actually attach this when we get the other side there. But with this, and this massive section that we've completed here, that's all there is to do in that pack. Now I'm wondering, should I check the electrics here just to make sure that neck still goes up and down? I think I will. And as you can see, it's very slow, but it is turning very slowly, as you can see. And that's excellent. So what's happening is this shaft doesn't actually move, but what is moving is the shaft that's inside it here. So this is going to be able to have something here going up and down, which is why we had rollers in here. But that's pretty much how the mechanics of that's working. And that's actually quite quiet compared to how it was originally. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so with that working, I can sit here contented and be really happy. Once again, if you do want to get this, you will have to check it if it's in your territory. Check the video description and also the QR code on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.